I want to say quickly that we can't continue to fight like this or continue to show up every week and go back and forth on this subject. They've written a song and it's on YouTube now. It's about a young homosexual man or possibly transgender man feeling a little uptight at night. So what he's encouraged to do is to go with his feelings and engage that evening. If he is lucky, he hits the grand prize, and a much older man will place his fist inside his ass and engage in what would be called the most wonderful feeling that a homosexual can engage in. So I feel really bad about having to come out here and say that.
Your time is up.
This past weekend, I attended the pro-life dinner at St. Pius here in Chula Vista. During the course of the dinner, a few of us passed out a picture of your drag show queens demonstrating their fisting techniques. To a person, the 350-plus crowd were disgusted. All of you here have been made aware that there is a drag queen known as Kitty Demure, and he has taken to video warning parents. He says the drag scene is not for kids. What the heck has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them?
You seem to care more about sexual disturbed deviants and predators. We just don't want drag queens reading to our children. We want to have the option to bring our children, not just people who are LBG, to come.
Also, a Christian church was attacked. Again, satanic symbols, obscene messages, hate.
Your time is up. Thank you. Thank you for making the trip to Chula Vista.
Look at this. Look at this lovely young lady. That's my daughter. That's this morning, me dropping her off. Look at the rainbow she made, making a statement as she goes into school today. A statement of love, a statement of inclusion, a statement of, I'm 15 years old, I don't have it all figured out, but I get to love whoever I want to love. And as her dad, I'm supportive of that. I can't imagine what it's like to go to church and stand around with 300 of my parishioners and look at pornographic pictures. I mean that if you were showing pictures of sex acts at church to establish a point about a community that you know nothing about, that's hateful.
I thought maybe I would show some screen captures of Kitty Demure and some of her social media as well, so that you understand who these people are holding up to you as an example or a moral authority. And Kitty Demure's response was, I believe this is a completely manufactured issue to try to fan the dying flames of racism. So basically she's saying that the racism that black girls and women actually actively experience because of their natural hair is something that is not real. She honestly grosses me out if Morning Breath had a face. This is really great civic discourse.
Thank you to the drag queens, the LGBTQ plus community, and those who fund youth centers. Mass Resistance members, stop injuring your children. Stop leading them astray with your false teaching. But know this, when they anguish over the concept of God as love versus your false God of rejection, when they grow and reject your abusive teachings, the rest of us will have done the work. We will continue to create safe spaces for them to land, because that is love, and that's what love does.
Oh, hey, look, it's President Donald Trump with Rudy Giuliani, his attorney, dressed in drag. So if drag queens are good for Donald Trump, hey, maybe they're not so bad after all. When they say that drag queens are adult entertainment, there was a movie that came out in 1998 by Disney called Mulan. You have a central character who dresses as a man to go to war. Later in that film, in the film's third act, during the climax of the film, her former military soldiers in arms dress in drag to save the day and save the Kingdom of China. Someone mentioned earlier also that in some of these drag queen performances that there's apparently fisting. Well, as I had just mentioned, Mulan is rated G, there's drag, and I don't remember any fisting in the movie Mulan. 2 of William Shakespeare's plays, As You Like It and Twelfth Night, have scenes and have characters in situations where they dress in drag. We read Twelfth Night in junior high, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember the fisting scene that Will Shakespeare put in Twelfth Night. Charlie Chaplin did 2 films where he dressed in drag. These were silent films back in the 1914 and 1917, I think. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon dresses in drag. I mean, it's a part of entertainment culture around the world. And I'm sure that whatever the folks were doing at Drag Queen Story Hour, they were not fisting at the Chula Vista Library.
Thank you very much.
Let's continue to support this. Thank you.
Very much. Let's no clapping. Even though St. Joan of Arc dressed in drag too. But before she comes up, I do want to clarify for anybody out there that's interested, is that the Drag Queen Story Hour that was conducted in our library was actually about 20 minutes. And it was a children's book that was read to the children. Every child that went into the library was accompanied by their parents. They had to register for this. So it was something that was optional, not forced on anybody. The drag queens were dressed in costumes that were not suggestive. The drag queens did not get anywhere near the children. They threw confetti and there was bubbles going on. So I just want to make clear to everyone here that some of the things that are being described here as occurring in the city of Chula Vista simply did not happen. Thank you.